Welcome to T21Mom.
Hi, friends. The T21Mom podcast is back, and this is episode 107. How has your return to school been? And how is your child handling all the changes? I'm a little bit worried about this for Ainsley. But before we get into that, I'll just fill you in on how our summer went. It was pretty quiet, but we still had a really nice summer. The weather was sunny and hot. In some areas, it was a little too hot. We had a lot of fires in British Columbia, and it was pretty scary. Actually, Kelowna was quite devastated, and we were just up there a few weeks prior to the fire. So I was really sad to hear all that had happened there. It's quite devastating. So many people lost their homes, and it just swept through there so quickly. It really was very tragic, but fortunately nobody died. It was just the loss of homes and property. But after we came home from Kelowna, we just kind of laid low and kind of hung out at home. Ainsley has her little pool, and she loves that, and it was great. We spent a lot of time on our patio and going to the farmers market, which we do every week. Just kind of just really enjoying summer and laying low. We didn't do a whole lot, but on Labor Day weekend, so right before school was to start, we went to the P&E, which actually stands for the Pacific National Expedition. So it's our version of the fair. And we go every year, and some of the things that we love to see are the super dogs, which is always lots of fun. And we always go to the marketplace, to get some shopping. And of course I bought more Tupperware. Dennis says, "Do you need more Tupperware?" But yes, I did need the pieces that I purchased. And of course we always get mini donuts. And something that was new this year was this really high dive show. It was outside, of course, but it was really fun to watch, and Ainsley seemed engaged in it, and it was really cool to see. And with daycare, Ainsley had been to the P&E, but they didn't go on any rides, but they would see the animals and some of the other shows and things that were on. But we went on some rides. So we have what's called an Access 2 pass. And this is a pass that allows for free entry for a caregiver to someone with some additional needs. And it's not just for the P&E. It can be used at multiple places. You can even, I think you can get a discounted rate on the ferry. It's a great card, and it's $30 for, I think it's 5 years. It's well worth it. And with that Access 2 card, it gave us access to the front of the line. She got a special wristband that allowed us to not have to wait in line for the rides, because sometimes it could be half an hour, even just for some of the kids' rides. And that was perfect. So the first ride that we went on was, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a swing, and it goes up quite high, and you have your own chair, and it swings around. And I went on all the rides. I don't mind the rides, but Dennis just can't do rides. So I'm not complaining. But we'd gone on it last year, and because I know loves to swing, but I wasn't sure how she would like this ride, because it actually goes up fairly high. And I thought it could be a bit scary for her, but last year she just loved it. And this year she loved it even more. She was just laughing and had her hands up the whole time. She was smiling. It was so awesome. And then when we got off after the first time, there was a gentleman kind of sitting behind us with his younger son. And he commented that hearing and seeing all her joy was just priceless. And that was just so amazing to hear. It was the beginning of our day, and it just really kept getting better and better. And it was just so nice to hear that. And then we also went on a small roller coaster. It's not very high, but it does have some pretty sharp turns. And again, I wasn't really sure how she would like it, but she loved it. She didn't even want to get off and kept wanting to go on it again and again. So throughout the day, I think we went on a few other rides too, but the swing and the little mini roller coaster were the best rides. I think we went on each of them 4 times. So it was well worth the price of a ride pass. And, and having to not wait in line was absolutely golden. So that really made our day. And the weather was beautiful. It wasn't too hot. And because I said we need to go Saturday because I knew Sunday it was going to rain, and sure enough it did. But we just had such a fantastic time. I think it was almost 10 o'clock that we got home that night. And I don't know about everyone else, but I was pretty tired by that point. But it was just a really great day and a really awesome way to end the summer. Because here we go to school the day after Labor Day. And at this point, we're now 2 weeks back to school. And for the first week and a bit, the kids all go back to their original class, their original teacher. And I wasn't sure if she would have her old EA or not, but she did. So I wasn't really sure what that meant. But she did tell me she was getting a new EA. And her new EA is a male. I don't know his name, and I've never met him. And when she told me this, I was a little bit stunned. And I'm thinking in my head, well, what are they going to do for the toileting? And she said that they would get a female to do that. But I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. When there's a lot of change with Ainsley, like last year, we had a lot of toileting accidents. I'm hoping this isn't going to happen for this year, but it might, with a new EA. I mean, she really loved her old EA, and, she talked about her through the summer, and, it is what it is, but we have a new EA, and I guess we just have to sort of wait and see how that all kind of works out. And, I'm a little nervous, to be honest. This is her 3rd EA and is just as many years. But, as my friend Jill said, she said, let's hope he's amazing. And that's my hope, is that they've picked a really good person to be with Ainsley, who knows her strengths, knows how to deal with her. I mean, it's going to take some time to get to know her, and we've been working really hard this past summer on the hitting. And when she is with her BI Mercy, there's been no hitting. She taps Mercy. She taps her on the shoulder. And we've been working really hard on tapping instead of hitting. So, I mean, yes, there's been a little bit of hitting, but really it hasn't been anything like it was before. And every time she would hit, I said, no, you tap. And then in the beginning, she kept saying, tap Mercy, tap Mercy. It was so cute. And she would get a ton of praise and lots of high fives when she would tap. And honestly, the hitting has almost entirely disappeared. So I am so pleased with that. It took a little bit of work with Mercy to do it, but she loves Mercy and they are so good together. And, it's working. So I hope that can continue. And, fingers crossed that it's a good fit with her new EA. And I will meet him in about a week or so when I pick her up from school on Mondays, because all the other days she goes to daycare. So I'll keep you in the loop and let you know how that's going. But I'm hopeful. I hope that we have a good year, and that we have some improved communication from the school, because I know that's been a real struggle. And, I want to be optimistic that we're going to have a fantastic year. And now that we're back to school, that means it's time for the retreat. And I leave tomorrow, actually, very early. And Ron is once again taking me to the airport at 5:40 a.m. in the morning. And he's also bringing me coffee like he did last year. He's a good friend. I'm so thankful that he is okay with getting up at that ungodly hour to take me to the airport. And I can't even tell you, I am just so excited for this retreat. In some ways, I think I might even be more excited than in past years. It means so much to me for so many reasons. One of the big ones is a much needed break. I have 5 days where I'm not responsible for anybody. I am not making any decisions. I can sleep in if I want. I can do whatever I want. And I am so excited for that. But I also can't wait to see all these mamas. I'm not sure how many are going, probably similar to last year, about 350, 400 people, 400 mamas. And, I'm excited to see my roommate, Christine. We both did a lot of baking to get to this retreat. I did literally thousands of cookies. I was thinking about it last night. I'd have to go back, and I can't even really do a tally, but it is definitely several thousand cookies to get to here. So I'm excited. And I just completed another order that I had to do before I left. So that's great. And I can't wait to see all of my haunted rockin' moms. Fangirl Amy, that's her name, that's going to be on the back of her Haunted Rockin' Mom shirt, has arranged again for a haunted pub crawl. She did that in DC, which was just so much fun. And we all just clicked. And, over this past year, we've all kept in touch through a group chat. And to be honest, it has been a really, really hard year. Sherry, she lost her son Ivan suddenly a few months ago after a very brief and sudden illness. It was really, really devastating. But she's coming to the retreat. And if you're listening, Sherry, I can't wait to see you. And there is going to be so much love and support for you there. I know it might be hard, but we're here to support you. And, we want you to do you, whatever that may be. And of course, we hope that you join us for the haunted pub crawl, and a few are dealing with cancer. And, it's been hard, and we've all been there to support one another. And I just can't wait to see all these ladies. It's actually starting to make me a little emotional, and just love on everyone. And, of course, share some cookies and just have an amazing time. There is going to be just so much love and laughter and good times. And of course, for me, wine, and I'm sure many others as well. And like I said, Fangirl Amy has, arranged for another haunted pub crawl, and the group is a little bit bigger than last year. Unfortunately, we won't be getting there on scooters. That was so much fun last year. As it's actually quite near where we're going for dinner on the Riverwalk. So, I can't wait. And the agenda at the retreat changed around, so we're going to be missing a few things, but that's okay. None of us care. We just want to be together. And I think that's what's important. Is there's all these mamas, but you really need to find your tribe in there and make those connections and enjoy your time together. I just feel so recharged after each retreat. It really just fills my cup. You know, I remember after the first retreat, when Dennis picked me up at the airport, I said, I feel like I can conquer the world. I don't need to conquer the world, but I feel like I can. And, you know, it just really rejuvenates me. And, you know, after 3 years, so this will be my 4th year, you know, I feel like I finally met a great group of ladies. We just really support each other and are there for each other. And, you know, I think it's a really amazing group of women. And it was all an extra chromosome that brought us together, because there is no way that I would ever have known any of these women except for an extra chromosome. I am, I think, finally packed, or mostly packed, and I went and had my hair done today, and, you know, I'm just kind of organizing everything at home. You know, I have to, you know, organize the meals a bit and the lunches, and leave a list for Dennis, because he'll be taking Ainsley to her first physio after the summer on Saturday. And then I also have my friend Melanie. Actually, I call her my little sister, and she calls me her big sister, because we were actually matched over 25 years ago through big sisters. And we've kept in touch over all these years. We've had some ups and downs, but I'd have to say it's been mostly up. And, you know, she absolutely loves Ainsley. And, you know, she's coming on Saturday after physio, and to give Dennis a little bit of a break, because he's essentially, you know, he's got to put her to bed each night, has to get her up in the morning. I did tell daycare to actually redo her hair each morning. I said, if her hair's really messy when she comes, can you just please redo it? And I know they will, because she often comes home with rebraided hair or in ponytails. So, you know, I know he'll try his best, but let's be real. He doesn't do her hair. So really ever, except during this time of the year. And, you know, but Melanie will come so Dennis can get a little bit of a break. And she's just so fantastic with Ainsley. So, you know, I'm not even worried about going away. I remember the first time I went to the retreat, it was a huge challenge with the childcare, because, you know, I was living at my condo by myself with Ainsley. And I think I had 5 different people looking after her over the course of me being away. So it's gotten a little bit easier now. I have someone picking her up from daycare, Jane, who actually used to work with her at the daycare. So that's awesome. And, you know, and then Melanie will come on Saturday to give Dennis a little bit of a break, you know. And I can't wait. This is going to be so awesome. And I know I have definitely overpacked, but who cares? I don't care about paying for an extra bag. I made so many cookies that I deserve to take a suitcase. Last year, I just took a carry-on, you know, and it was tight, but I did manage it. But I don't want to do that this year. So I'm going to take a suitcase. And of course, I'm going to be bringing my Rockin' Mom cookies in my carry-on. And as I just said, this retreat, it just really fills my cup, and it rejuvenates my soul. And it gives me that connection with other mamas who understand me and know what I'm going through, who can support me. And it reminds me that I can do hard things. You know, I encourage all of you who are listening. There's even a retreat for dads. I think it's usually held in the summer, to try to attend a retreat. I promise you, you will wonder why you never went before, and you will just meet such an amazing network of people. And even if you're an introvert, you will have the best time. I can pretty much promise you that. And apparently the hotel in San Antonio has a lazy river, so a lot of us will be hanging out there for a good portion of the retreat. And I'm just looking forward to everything that the retreat offers, but mostly to seeing all my mamas, because that's what it's all about. And, I hope to have a retreat episode up again in a couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes. It's quite a bit of work to put it all together, but I will do my very best. So I need to get back to finishing up everything I need to do before I get on a plane in the wee hours of tomorrow morning. And I can't wait to tell you all about the retreat in San Antonio. So thanks for listening to the T21Mom podcast. And, check out my somewhat new T21Mom.com webpage. I would love for you to leave a little note there, or you can even leave a voicemail. I have received one voicemail, and I will put it in a future episode. I just have to figure out how to do it. But leave a little comment, and you can also join my email list. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that, but don't worry, it wouldn't be anything. Nothing spam or anything like that. It would be something to do with Down syndrome, maybe a little newsletter or something like that. But thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode, and keep on loving on your rockin' kiddos, and I'll see you next time.
You know it's not what I expected.